Hi YouTube, it is Brandon with Felty's Aquaria today. Sorry it hasn't been an update in a couple days. I just been doing some work around the house. I put some PC fans in my PC. You see this one single red LED giving me problems. I'm about to figure out a way to get rid of that one red LED. And I think I might get some fans down here eventually that also have LEDs. So then it'll be like purple, 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 purple. Turn my mouse purple. Turn my keyboard purple. This thing is supposed to be purple, but it just lost power. So this one is the only one I don't control by like an app. So I have to physically change it. And you can see like this keyboard purple is a little bit different than that purple. And this purple might be a little bit different, and then this one's like the most different, but also this, the Lian Li case, I cannot control with with my motherboard or any software. I have to control it by the case. It's just got like a button up here. You might be able to find a way to wire it into your motherboard, but just the wiring that they give you is not very good for doing that. But it does have a lot of good modes, so I can pretty much match it. And see, that purple looks... it at least looks pretty good. They all look pretty good together. At least decent. I set up the fans to where they're breathing. I like that effect a lot. I need to wipe off some fingerprints too, because on the inside too, probably because I had to take this all apart the other day. I also, let me turn on the flash. I installed these. And you see I installed this one wrong, so I'm going to have to take this all apart again here pretty soon. What I accidentally did is I accidentally installed that fan backwards. So, yeah. So what it's doing is, this one is pulling air in as an intake fan, and this one is like exhausting air, and then all these are exhaust fans too, these three on the top. So, yeah, we don't need this extra exhaust fan. We need this to be another intake fan. And I mean, yes, it will still, it'll get enough air. It's not like it's gonna like choke it out. What'll happen is any cracks and crevices, it'll suck kind of some dust and stuff like that through there. So yeah. So I will be having to take this guy apart. But those fans on the front are Noctua or Noctua, however you say that. They're 140 millimeter fans, and so far I have not went in to control the speed of them. I have them hooked to 3-pin adapters, and before I break this case down again and flip that fan around, I'm going to get some 4-pin adapters so I can control the speed based on RPM and not voltage. If you guys don't know the difference, like 3-pin fans, they get controlled by like how much voltage they're running through them, basically like how much energy it's using controls the speed. If you get a 4-pin fan, they're PWM fans, and that means that I'm actually not fully sure what it means because I'm not that smart, but I do know that it allows you to control the RPMs of the fan. So it's a little bit better, more efficient control. Yeah. And the other thing I did is I got, you can't really see it from the bottom. I was going to see if I could find the audio extractor. I bought an HDMI audio extractor. So, if anybody has a sound bar and they don't have the correct hookups on their computer or their TV, what you can do, so what I had is I had a sound bar that has, the connections for it are, a digital and an optical over here. Now it's got some other plugs over here, but these are just for power, and that 3.5 millimeter jack is if you want to connect anything to it, like daisy chain to it, and it'll play whatever the soundbar's playing. But those are not audio ins. The USB or the 3.5 millimeter jacks, those are not audio ins. I've tried to use them, and they do not work like that. So this is just the power going in. So basically what I had to do is, I don't have an optical port on any of my devices. I don't have a digital port on any of my devices. There are certain, like, there's sound cards that you can get that'll have some of those connectors on them. So if you really want like better sound anyway, you could just buy a sound card, and it'll only cost you a little bit more than the HDMI audio extractor. The HDMI audio extractor that I bought was about $20. You can find them pretty regularly for around $20 to $30. Usually a decent sound card or like a DAC will cost you, you know, like $60 to $100, $70 to $100 or something like that. So I just got the HDMI audio extractor for now, just to see what the soundbar will do, like this. And also they're kind of useful anyway because it actually splits the output of audio from your computer into different channels. So like I plugged in the optical port into here from the HDMI audio extractor. Oh, and then how I got my computer to go to that is an HDMI cable. So you just take an HDMI cable. I hooked it straight to my graphics card because that's how I think that you're supposed to do that for better sound. I think the graphics card has better sound processing than the CPU and like the motherboard and stuff like that. So I hooked it to the graphics card, and then I hooked it to the HDMI audio extractor in the middle that, you know, puts the sound into that. And then you take your optical port cable. It's like DSPIF or whatever they're called, some kind of weird thing. Yeah, you take your optical port and plug it into your soundbar and into the HDMI audio extractor, and you will get sound through your soundbar. So I'll test that for you guys here in just 1 second. However, yeah, I will be getting a sound card or a DAC just because you get better sound. It's like it also, if you're playing anything, like if you're playing any music or anything that's like really actually taking, like sound doesn't usually take a whole bunch of computing power, but if you are playing something that takes a bunch of computing power, then you want a DAC or a sound card, kinda. I want one. I'm just gonna get one just because why not? There's a couple other things I need to get, like a GPU. But everything else in my system works really good. The only other thing that I really would need, when I do get the GPU, I'll probably buy a new power supply, a bigger power supply, but I really don't even need it. Like, my power supply is big enough. But I'm also trying to kind of donate a couple things to my brother for his PC build. And I think I might get an LED fan for that. For this fan right here, the CPU fan. So LED fan here, guys, eventually. LED fans here, eventually. And the front, I don't really need LED fans in the front because you're like, even if I'm looking at it like pretty much straight on, you're not gonna really see them that good. I mean, you might see them a little, but it's not gonna be that good of a addition to the case. I felt like I would rather have these fans because they are rated really, really good. They're rated as one of the better fans for the price, and they were only $15 a piece. And these ones are the ones that don't have rubber pads on them, by the way. These Noctua fans, they don't have rubber pads around the corner to help reduce the sound, and they're not loud at all. I mean, I'm just telling you guys right now, if you guys are like, oh, I need something extra to keep the sound down, like, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's a very minor sound. Like, I've had fans, like, you know, fans in my room, like a little tiny box fan that makes 5 times the amount of noise that my PC makes. The only thing that makes a lot of noise is this little girl right here, and I think she's just taxed. I think either the heat paste on this graphics card is not very great, or something like that. Somebody, I think it was probably used for Bitcoin mining, because I bought it used, and yeah, it just seems like it wants to overheat really easy for an RX 580 8 gig, and like when I go look at everything in GPU-Z and open a hardware monitor and stuff like that, it doesn't look bad. Like, nothing looks bad. It's doing what it's supposed to do all the time, but it gets to a temperature and then it just starts thermal throttling itself, and it seems like it's thermal throttling a lot sooner than it should be. Now, in games like Fortnite, there's no problem, but I like to play this game right here. This is what I've been playing lately. It's Total War Warhammer 2. It's this one, Warhammer 2. And I'm not gonna load it up right now because it's gonna make my PC loud and everything. It will make it loud, just, you know, literally just like running the menu on it sometimes. But when I put these new fans on here, I got a big increase in FPS. So that's why I'm trying to get a new graphics card. I want to put fans there too, so it, you know, pulls more air towards my GPU too. But yeah, I'd rather have a new graphics card. And my case is big enough. Like, look, I know it's a little weirdly bright right now. Let me see if I can. Here, this will help a little bit. Yeah, that helped a little bit. Yeah, so you see my GPU is literally ends like right there where those power cords are. And I've got like 8 inches, 9 inches more to go. So I could get a pretty big GPU, and RX 580s are already not like tiny. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna get a big GPU, guys. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Yeah, this has basically just been a rambly video about, you know, my PC build, and yeah, the plans are to get a new GPU, leave the power supply for now, and more LED fans, and just more fans in general. And I'll be switching this guy over here soon, and probably a sound card eventually. Well, if I put the fans in, it's hard to know because your sound card's gonna go like right here-ish in that slot. It's gonna end up making my graphics card run hotter though. So I think the DAC you don't have to plug into a PCIe. I don't know enough about it yet, but I'll figure it out, guys. Alright, I was gonna play you guys I'm just gonna like play some copyrighted music really quick so YouTube will cancel me. But I just wanted to show you guys what the soundbar sounds like, and this is not, by any means, this is not like all the way turned up here. I'll actually turn it down a little bit. Where's it at? Okay, there we go. There's our volume. Okay, so you guys see where the volume's at. We'll put it like 3 notches out of, I think, 8. So we'll do 4 notches then. That's like halfway. And then the volume on my computer is 48 right now. You heard that noise, that was the soundbar. So, alright, here we go. I'm going to play you some J. Cole, which is my favorite artist. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah. My mind state for like the crime in the summertime. Higher than average.
And pump it up just a little bit for you guys.
I never abide by the established guidelines that keep niggas inside of fabrics. Commissioned by the state, I skate by the masters like you with a new riding passenger. Shout out Oak Cliff, I'm about to fly to Dallas. Decade from now, I might just buy the Mavericks. What up, Mark?
Alright, that's it. Can't play too much copyrighted music, guys. That was like 20 seconds or something. Yeah, but it does have a little subwoofer right under there. So this thing does get pretty loud. I know you guys can't hear that on video, but you can kind of get a little bit of the sound quality. You can kind of pick up the sound quality because you know when people, like if I was listening to music on in my car over my phone on Snapchat or something like that, like post a video on Snapchat, the sound quality is horrible. But the sound quality is literally trash. And if you send a video of this, the sound quality is not trash because it's actually making good sound. So yeah, hopefully you guys think it looks a little bit better. The only thing for the whole system that's going to be bad is that red right there. Because look, that's going to be black. That's not going to have any LED coming out of it. You'll still see it. It'll be like clear or something like that from where the LED's not there. This is all purple though. It's purple from the top. That's blue or white, but that's okay. That's not that big of a deal. Purple. Freaking purple on the mouse pad, purple on the mouse, purple here, purple there, and purple here. So yeah, this is really my purple power system, guys. And as I said, this is also a plug for J. Cole. J. Cole, guys. Go listen to J. Cole. That's all. Alright, guys. Have a good day.